Hey everybody, welcome back to Little Cabin on the Hill. So the tractor John Deere 2038R has reached a milestone of 100 hours. So I feel obligated to do a 100-hour review on it and let you know what I think. Stay tuned. Hey, here she is. So this is a 2022 model. So I've had it just about a year and a half. This is being filmed the Sunday after Thanksgiving in 2023. So you can see current project I'm working on. Actually, I'm in the process of filling up this ditch above the culvert that I have been working on with rocks. Thankfully, for this particular project, I'm blessed with plenty of rocks on the property. Don't have to buy any riprap, but so it's nice for this project, not so nice for lots of other things. But anyways, back to the reason for the video. So here's the tractor. I should, kind of caveat all of this with the fact that this is my first tractor, like, ever. So when I bought this, I had done a lot of research online, watching other folks who have them give their reviews, and that's really what led me to end up buying this particular one. So a little bit about the use case. So we are on this property. We have about 61 acres. Heavily wooded. Here's just a glimpse. Sorry for the fast camera work here, but this is the road I'm kind of standing on at the moment. I'm kind of panning around here. You can see the view across the mountain that direction. But we are only here, so we're on the property probably a few days a month, I would say, on average. Sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. And so, this tractor doesn't get daily use. That's why, as I said, it's been a year and a half, and I'm just at 100 hours. And but I'll just kind of give you a quick walk around. You can see the condition it's in. It's not, sorry for the crunching leaves, it is fall. I've got lots of leaves around. It's not, I wouldn't say it's pampered, but it stays in a shed without a door, so it's not a full garage. It's been really just washed with a hose a couple of times, so it's staying used. I think this is pretty normal as far as what you might see for folks who don't necessarily baby or pamper their tractors. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course, but it's just we're only here a short amount of time each visit, so I don't have a whole lot of time to wash the tractor. So this is just a walk around. I'll show you kind of what I have as far as options, which is not many. Actually, I left off a couple of things just so you have an idea. So the first, we'll walk around front. I guess I'll start from the front. As you can see, I bought the Piranha tooth bar. I'm enjoying it. Our soil, as you can imagine, with all these rocks here, we've got a very rocky conditions here, so just wanted something to help reinforce the front edge of the bucket, so I've been happy with that. But obviously not a Deere attachment, but or a factory attachment, I should say. So the tooth bar, I've got a couple of Ken's bolt-on hooks on the top. You can see here I did not opt for the mid-mount mower. I've got not that much lawn to do. I've got a riding lawnmower for some areas around our cabin, but everything else that I do kind of maintain, I just use the brush hog. So no mid-mount mower. I didn't buy any extra lighting or anything, so I have the standard lighting kits. You can see this is the one. There was a video earlier I talked about shortly after I got it, literally like a week or two after I bought the thing. Right here, a bear saw it sitting in my shed and decided to take a bite. So yeah, unfortunately that's well, maybe fortunately, that's the only casualty I've had in it so far. But let's see what else. I did not buy anything other than, as far as the rear, yeah, I had to take a pause for a minute to get my thoughts together. So I got Power Beyond kit because I did get the backhoe attachment, but I didn't get any of the other rear ports. I may regret that later, but for the moment, for the things that I'm doing or spending the most time on, it's not that big of a deal. It would be nice to be able to have a hydraulic top link, because I do an awful lot of box blading. So anyways, besides the tractor there, I did get the box blade. The attachments I got were the box blade, the brush hog 60-inch by Frontier, and then also the backhoe, as I mentioned, 270B. So beyond that, no other upgrades. So just the Power Beyond kit, as I mentioned, that needs to come with the backhoe. Okay. Oh, I guess other mod I mounted a couple of mirrors, one on each side, just to help my neck. In terms, I don't have to keep looking around, cranking my neck around when I'm doing box blading and going back down the driveway. If anyone's interested, let me know and I'll let you know where I got those. But anyhow, so that's the tractor. I have had almost zero problems with this. I've taken care of greasing the joints when I've used it, but the only thing, so you hear people talk about making sure you check your lugs on your wheels when you get them. I did, and I checked them after 10 hours. Everything was very snug, so I think the dealership did a great job with mine. I do have fluid-filled tires as well with the, what's that called? Not rim guard, but the corn product. I forget what it's called all of a sudden, but Deere put it in there for me. So no bolts loose on the wheels. I did, and I can't remember the hours that I had on it. But down here, and I think this might be the same, I'm not 100% sure. You hear people talk about axle bolts, having to check those to make sure they're not loose. I can't remember exactly which, but you can see these bolts right here. There's a couple more here. There was one or two on each side that did come loose, and I was able to catch them before they had fallen out. But I would recommend still, folks that are getting this, to double check those bolts, make sure things are all around, make sure things are staying tight. And I've not done, you see people recommend or hear people recommending using a paint marker or some sort to put a line in it that indicates, like here, indicates where it is when it's tight, so you can see it visually when it's been slipping. But they seem to be holding once I snug them back up. So no problems there outside of that initial bout that I had with it. And I bet you I had 50 hours on it before I noticed that. But anyways, worth noting. So, but outside of that, I tell you, I have had no problems. Some of the things, I think, I'm not sure if other people have this problem or not, but just to be completely transparent, and it may be normal, but when I operate, so this is the emergency brake, or I'm not sure if it's really called emergency brake, but it is the hand brake for when you're parking brake. And to me, this is super stiff, the button, to be able to engage it or disengage it. So it seems to be, maybe it's loosened up a little bit over time, so I can do it. But for the longest time, I literally was using both hands, and I'm not the strongest guy out there, but I feel like I've got fairly normal grip strength, and it took me quite a bit to be able to push that button and to get it to release. So it could be normal, but it's just an observation. Outside of that, as I said, I've had no issues with the tractor whatsoever. I've not really messed with the tilt wheel. I just kind of have it where I like it and just keep it there. I'm one of those people that does not have a wheel spinner on the steering wheel. I don't really use it, or I don't find it would help me much at all, because I don't do, as I mentioned, I'm not doing a lot of like brush hogging or tilling in a garden where I'm doing a ton of turning. The vast majority of the time of my 100 hours has been spent box blading this road and down by the cabin. So we have a total of about a half mile of gravel road, and it's relatively steep in spots. And so I'm constantly, when we come here, I'm doing a lot of grooming on the road. And so as a matter of fact, out of the 100 hours that I've put on this, only about I would say, I think it said 17, almost 18 hours of PTO time. So yeah, so I'm not spending much time with the attachments other than the box blade. So anyways, that's a pretty quick review, but when you don't have any problems with anything, I think that makes for a pretty quick, easy video. So you know, I highly recommend it. The power has not been a problem. I'm glad I did get the 38, you know, 2038 as opposed to 32, just again based on our topography, because it's so steep here, and with box blading, pulling gravel up hills, I have not had a problem. Power-wise, I've not had a problem. I have had a problem occasionally with tires slipping, but that's not, you know, when it's loaded. But that's not a power problem. That's just, you know, the wheels weren't getting traction. So maybe, if anything, a weight issue on the back to handle that. You know, to be able to dig in and get traction on slippery situations like that with the gravel. But otherwise, I'm really happy I went with the 2038R. No issues. If you've got questions, like I said, I learned everything I did. It's my first tractor, but so everything I did ahead of buying this thing, I just learned on YouTube from other people. And, you know, I can say, you know, I didn't get duped by anybody. The people who are giving good reviews of this thing are, you know, they're correct. I mean, I had no problems. I think I would highly recommend the tractor if you're considering getting it. And feel free to leave a comment, ask me questions if you like, and I'll give you my feedback to the best of my ability. So with that, I'll conclude the video, and hope you have had a nice Thanksgiving. Hope you have a nice Christmas coming up, and we'll see you next time at Little Cabin on the Hill. Take care.